Hello there. My name is Kathy Martin, and I'm the creator of the Pre-Algebra Teachers Middle School Math membership. We are your one-stop shop for everything you need to teach middle school math. Today, I want to talk about how to run math stations in the distance learning classroom. If you have not yet checked out our free training on how to run easy, realistic math stations in your classroom, click the link in the description below so you can check out this free training. You'll get a certificate for professional development as well as a few amazing, awesome free resources to go along with math stations. Now, I love running math stations, and when I was in my regular classroom pre-pandemic, pre-distance learning, I was running math stations about 2 to 3 times a week. But since school has closed and we've moved on to virtual learning, I've gotten a lot of questions, and I've asked myself many times, how do I run stations while teaching virtually? So in this video, I want to address 3 ways to do this. So if you're ready, let's jump right in. The first tip that I want to give you on how to run stations in your digital classroom is really take advantage of your Zoom breakout rooms or your Google Meet breakout rooms so that you can literally meet in small group. Just like if we were running stations like in person, you do have to train your students. So if you are lucky enough to have a paraprofessional or have a parent volunteer who you trust, you definitely want to utilize that resource so that you have, more eyes on your students. But if you have a manageable group of students and, you definitely want to, and you're doing this by yourself, which most of us are, you want to definitely train your students by going over the rules, modeling. I talk about this in our Easy Realistic Math Stations training. Again, if you want to check it out, it's in the description below. But I talk heavily and I show you all the different ways on how you can model this in person, and it translates very well into distance learning as well. If your students have already been doing stations all along, then training them won't necessarily be maybe that needed because they already know how to behave, they know the rules, they know the consequences, so on and so forth. But if they've never done it before, you definitely want to spend some time modeling, going over all the things, showing them how to use resources, so on and so forth. But definitely take advantage of those Zoom breakout rooms, Google Meet breakout rooms, whatever it is you're using. Tip number 2, use communal resources. So what I mean by this is if you have now established that you can use a breakout room and you have, say, 4 kids in a small group, have them all share one communal resource, as in maybe have them work on a Padlet, have them work on one Google slide together. So everyone is contributing. I like to assign each student a color. So like each person gets a number, and person 1 in each group is the color red. So anytime that they incorporate something, or if they add something, or they comment on something, their font color is red. Person 2 is green. Person 3 is blue, so on and so forth. So you know that in each group, you should have a multitude of colors because each person should be contributing, just like they would contribute. Ideally, they would be contributing equally if they were working in small groups, like physically together. But since we're doing this virtually, we want to make sure every student is accountable and every person is contributing as much as possible. Third, if you are lucky enough to be teaching in person, because I know that there are many schools around the country who are teaching in person, and you want to use stations and small groups, but we have to still keep socially distant. How do we do this? So I have a handy dandy visual here of different options for you to have your students seated. So here you can see option 1, students are spaced out but facing each other. If you are not allowed to face each other, that's okay. That's where we have option 3. So students are spaced out but all facing the front. And if they are working on a communal resource, this works just as well. So they can still collaborate. They don't necessarily have to be totally right next to each other, just near each other. And then back to option 2 here, which we skipped over, is they can kind of sit in this half circle, still spaced out, still able to discuss and do things together, but just in a half circle. Again, if you want to check out our free training on how to set up easy, realistic math stations, check out the link below in the description. Otherwise, my name is Kathy Martin, and I'm the creator of the Pre-Algebra Teachers Middle School Math Membership. We have everything you need to teach middle school math. If you are interested in joining our membership, click the link below, also in the description, to get more information about our membership to see if it's right for you. See you next time. Bye.